Hello, my holy home sisters. It's me, Yaffa, and this week we are speaking about the mikvah. I just want to stress the fact that many women seem bothered or concerned about the fact that they lack a connection to mikvah. I just want you to know that it is normal not to connect with every mitzvah. We can't just magically connect with every mitzvah. So don't feel pressured to connect and don't feel stressed if you don't. It took me years to connect with mikvah. It took me years to connect to the kotel. I remember the first time I went to Eretz Yisrael, I was 18 years old and I couldn't wait to see the kotel. Everybody hyped it up, the holiness, the kotel. And I remember when I went, I didn't want to see it beforehand. I wanted to open my eyes up right in front of it. So I actually went with a few friends. I was in seminary and I had them blindfold me. And I said, I just want to take off the blindfold when I'm standing right in front of the kotel. And that's what I did. And I opened my eyes, looked at the kotel, and I remember thinking, wow, it's a wall. Anyone have paddleball rackets? Let's play. It was just a wall. And it took me a while until I stopped pressuring myself to feel the holiness of the kotel. I wasn't able to feel it. But I kept going and I kept davening. And I remember that moment when I suddenly felt like, whoa, this is the kotel. But it took a while. I had to stop pressuring myself to feel the connection in order to feel the connection. What changed? Consistency and education. When you learn about the beauty of the mitzvah, when you learn about the beauty of the place, and you go consistently even before you feel it, eventually it penetrates. If we waited for a deep connection before doing any mitzvah, we probably wouldn't do most of them because our mitzvahs are not based on our feelings. We do mitzvahs simply because Hashem told us to do them. The creator of the universe, the one who gave us life, and the one who knows what's best for us, instructed us to do them because they are in our best interest. We don't do them because we understand them. We don't do them because we have a deep connection with them. But we can develop a deeper connection with our mitzvos through education and through consistency. There were some mitzvos in my past that were really hard for me to connect with. Tznius took me a long time. I had a great body. I loved how I looked in things that showed off my body. But then I understood the deeper understanding of what tznius is, and that tznius isn't something we have to do, it's something we get to do. This has been the theme of this week. Have to do something versus getting to do something. I understood that tznius is about representing the essence of who I am, my soul, the inner, authentic part of myself, as opposed to representing myself as just a body, as something superficial, as something finite, as opposed to something that's infinite and authentic and real. And then I was able to connect with it in a much deeper way. There is still one mitzvah that I have a hard time connecting with till today, and that is Kol Isha. That is such a hard mitzvah for me. I love to sing, but I usually end up having a bunch of guys at my Shabbos table, and I can't sing, and especially most of them sing off key, and I just want to help them a little. I'm like, no, this is how it goes. Just pick it up a little bit, Or I love to do harmony when people are singing nicely. It's hard. It is a hard mitzvah for me. It's hard, but I do it anyway because mitzvahs are not about my feelings. They're about what Hashem wants me to do. And I'm sure many of you have your own mitzvahs, some of them that you connect with really, really well, and you love and appreciate that mitzvah. And some other mitzvahs might be harder for you, but you do them anyway. Because we can do hard things. Hard things build us and shape us and form us into the best possible versions of ourselves. We can do hard things. But don't feel bad if you can't connect. Because here's the thing, it's a virtuous cycle. The more mitzvos you do, the closer you become to Hashem. And the closer you become to Hashem, the more you connect with His mitzvos. And that's why we need education, because if we don't learn about the deeper meaning of mitzvos and about the beauty in the mitzvos, then we can't own our Torah. And then we just become victims of halacha. And then we end up keeping halacha out of habit or out of coercion or out of fear. And we never end up seeing the beauty in the mitzvos, and we never own the mitzvah. It never becomes ours. We want to own our mitzvos. We want to own our Torah, and we want every mitzvah that we do to become our mitzvah. So let's start with understanding what is mikvah. So we've already spoken about here how mikvah is about changing our status from spiritually impure to spiritually pure. We've also spoken about how it is about elevating our status and elevating our marriage. And between all the speakers, we've mentioned so many beautiful things already about mikvah. But another thing that I want to talk about today is that mikvah symbolizes renewal. We use water to change that status for us or to elevate our status, because water is the only physical element that actually has a spiritual component, because it is a physical element, but it comes from heaven. So that's why we use water. But specifically, when we go to the mikvah, the water has to be what we call mayim chayim. It can't be dormant water in a bathtub or a pool. Mayim chayim, it is a live source of water, a living water, because there is constant movement, constant flow, constant growth. And that's what mikvah is all about. It is a time for renewal, an opportunity for growth, an opportunity for change and for transformation. In fact, the necessary volume of water to be considered a kosher mikvah is estimated to be at 40 se'ah of water, which is the measurement that's used. 40 symbolizes transformation. All the 40s that we have in the Torah, 40 years in the Midbar, and 40 days that Moshe went up to receive the Torah, 40 days of the Mabul, so many 40s in the Torah, all symbolize transformation. We were transforming ourselves into a nation, into a new world. We have 40 weeks of gestation where the embryo transforms into a baby. And then we have the 40 days from conception until the baby forms into male or female. There are so many 40s. We have 40 years of youth until we're over the hill. 40 is a number of transformation. And that's what the mikveh is all about. That 40 se'ah of water symbolizes that this is a moment of transformation. And that means we have the opportunity to create any change that we want to change. Every time we go to the mikvah is that moment to say, what kind of month did I just have? Did I react in all the ways I wanted to react? Was I my best self? Was I the person I really wanted to be in my marriage, or with my children, or with my parents, or my in-laws, or in my job? Or do you think I could have done something better? Let me see how I want to change that for the upcoming month, how I could transform the behaviors that I want for myself in the upcoming months, the reactions that I want to see for myself. How can I help my child change in the healthiest possible way this coming month? How can I help my husband transform into his best self? These are the things that going to the mikvah gives us the energy to create those transformations. And we learn that from the water itself. Let's understand the makeup of water. Water is soft. Water flows very easily. It goes with the tide, up and down, up and down, up and down. Water is flexible. Water takes the form of whatever you put it in, right? You put it into a cup, it's shaped like a cup. You put it into a pot, it's shaped like a pot. Put it into a river, it is shaped like the river. The water is flexible. It knows how to just go with the flow. Water can be hot, water can be cold. If you put it into ice cube trays, it takes that form, and then you put it into the freezer and it freezes. Water teaches us how to be more flexible, how to be more adaptable. And of course, water is about renewal. It is the reset button. We can start again this month. It's about refreshing ourselves, renewing our decisions, our thoughts, our reactions, our relationships, our priorities. Mikvah is about renewal. It means every month I have an opportunity to get a new manicure. That's right. Isn't this pretty? I did chrome. I love chrome. Mikvah means that every month is an opportunity to start again, to make new choices, maybe better choices. We could create new healthy habits, make better life decisions. Everything in life is about renewing. Day turns into night. Night turns into day. I never understood the concept of sleep, by the way. I'm not a big sleeper. I don't like sleeping. I feel like it's a waste of time. And I have so much FOMO. Like there's always someone up somewhere in the world and I want to talk to them. I want to be a part of what's going on somewhere, right? I never understood, why do we need to sleep? Why can't we just keep going? Until I realized one day that we need to sleep because we need the concept of renewal. If life was just one long day, we would never be able to transform ourselves and to make better decisions the next day, because it would still be part of that same day and we would still be feeling the results of our decisions from that day. But sleep was created so we can stop and say, okay, tomorrow's another day. I can start again. And we can wake up in the morning and say, today is another day. Doesn't matter what I did yesterday. Doesn't matter what I did last week. The biggest mistake we make in life sometimes is thinking that my yesterday has to be my tomorrow. No, it doesn't. Yesterday was yesterday. Today is today. And tomorrow is tomorrow. It's a brand new day. And going to the mikvah teaches us this concept that we have the ability to renew ourselves and to make choices again and make decisions again. We don't have to be locked into any decision that we made last month. We don't have to be locked into any reaction that we had last month. We can transform ourselves. We can renew ourselves. We can refresh ourselves. And mikvah comes from the same word as tikva, which means hope. What does hope stand for? Hashem oversees precisely everything. Every month when we go to the mikvah, we have tikva. We have hope that maybe this month can be that transformation that I need in my life. Sometimes the transformation happens in areas that we get to choose to create that transformation. But sometimes there are things in our lives that we are davening for some sort of transformation that needs to transpire for us. That's only in Hashem's hands. That's what mikveh is all about. It is that hope that maybe this month I will be zocha, I will be worthy of that transformation that I need in my life so badly. Maybe it's someone in my family that needs to go from sickness to health. Maybe we need to go from not having parnasa to having parnasa. Maybe someone in our family needs to go from being single to finding a shidduch. There is some transformation that's needed in life. And that is what the power of the mikveh is all about. It is about tikva. It is about hope for transformation this month. So let's try our best to learn and understand what mikveh is all about, so that we can learn about it and connect to it more. But don't aim for perfection. That's not what it's all about. We don't have to connect perfectly, but we do need to own it. We got this, ladies. We own it. You know, behind every successful woman is a pile of dirty laundry. Let's be real. We know that. We're not about perfection, and that's okay. But we have to focus on the positive in ourselves, the positive on the people that we love, and the positive in the mitzvos. Because once we understand the beauty of it, then we own it. It becomes ours. And then we could develop a deep and meaningful relationship with the mitzvah of mikvah. Have an amazing day. Love you all.